that's vertical. Yeah, vertical and horizontal, sort of like tak, like a measure in music. And the other one sort of like more a straight line, or even sort of, which is not clear in the translation if it's a straight line or it's sort of like a sort of, yeah, something wavy type of thing, but with the two fingers, so it constitutes always sort of a measure in time. So in that sense, I think with reading that and with seeing people performing on the stage, or even see performance art or performance poetry, that non-linguistical, and then, yeah, is it non-linguistical? So body movements, or even other utterings of sound, like a sigh or whatsoever, which are not part of the score as such, but are part of the performance, will make the performance different. So for me, in that train of thoughts, I added the fifth form, performance. So not just as being part of the two external forms there, but as a separate form, just separating it from that part. So and now we come to, I mean, I'm not going to read 60 pages of whatever. So the definition of poetry, perhaps we should sort of find the definition of poetry somewhere on the laptop so that you can see it.
And the nasty thing is that it's on 2 pages.
So here here it says like visual poetry situates itself between fine arts, so which is all type of plastic art, visual arts, also sculpture, music and literature. And I even make in my paper a difference between music and noise, because there is with glitch, and glitch poetry is also one of these separate things that started with a mistake, but that the mistake becomes the artwork itself. So music and literature, and can be described as a combination of verbal and non-verbal elements. That's something that we have heard this morning already from Laura. Forming together a spatial semiotic unity, and then I'm not going to Barth in that sense, but I'm going to the Tartu School of Semiotics, but that's another seminar altogether. You should go to Tartu and study it in the Tartu university there, which have to be read, seen, viewed, and understood as such. And in that sense, I make an abstraction or a difference between reading, seeing, viewing, and understanding. And each element, the verbal and the non-verbal, and the spatial semiotic unity, is bearer and signifier of meaning on its own, as every element, if you go around to the different visual poems here in the small exhibition, a signifier of meaning on its own, as well as in combination with each other, individual, so two elements, but also on a whole, as a whole itself, with all the elements together. And furthermore, the work can only be reproduced through using multimedia techniques. So, and there we come again to this oral type of form, and that if somebody performs a sound poem, that every performance of a sound poem will always be a different performance of almost completely different, not completely, yeah, indeed. So, and then there is a uniqueness to that, so that's why you need to video it, for instance, or take pictures, so to have or how can you reproduce some of the poems that are here? For instance, if you take a sonnet, and that comes, yes I know, Helen, that comes out of your paper. If you take a sonnet